The number of foreign travellers visiting Cuba has plummeted since the beginning of the year amid tightened US sanctions. Figures released by Cuba's National Statistics Agency suggest fewer than 360,000 people visited the communist-run island in the first 5 months of 2026, a decrease of 58.4% compared to the same period last year, according to UNE.
The US-Iran Memorandum of Understanding, expected to be formally signed in Switzerland on Friday, could allow for the establishment of a $300 BN investment fund for Iran as part of a broader settlement to end the war that triggered a global energy crisis and upended markets worldwide. US Vice President J.D. Vance told CBS News on performance pageants in adhering to the deal, which was digitally signed by both sides on Sunday.
United States President Donald Trump has warned Iran that all hell will rain down if it tries to get a nuclear weapon, and has also rebuked Israel over its military offensive in Lebanon in unusually critical comments during his visit to a G7 summit in France. The ceasefire deal agreed with Iran would ensure the country can't have a nuclear weapon or they get blown up. Trump said on Tuesday before a bilateral meeting with Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani on the sidelines of the summit in Evian-les-Bains.
Who? Argentina versus Algeria. What? FIFA World Cup 2026 Group J match Kansas City Stadium. Kansas City, Missouri. United States Tuesday, 8 p.m. 1G GMT on Wednesday. How to follow. Keep up with all updates on Al Jazeera Sport. We might be 6 days into World Cup 2026, but many purists feel the tournament isn't truly underway until the defending champions Argentina and their iconic star Lionel Messi take to the stage. SpaceX has agreed to acquire AI coding startup Cursor in a $60 billion stock deal, just a few days after the space company's historic IPO and less than 2 months after announcing a tie-up between the two. The deal is meant to help SpaceX's AI division, built around Elon Musk's AI company xAI, which SpaceX merged with earlier this year, catch up to the major AI labs. Despite being a centerpiece of its IPO promises, SpaceX's AI division has been in the midst of a restructuring after running into repeated controversies, like allowing users to generate non-consensual deepfakes of women and children.
How humans alloy metals is essentially the same today as it was in the Bronze Age. Melt some different metals in a pot and mix them until they form a new, better metal. An early-stage startup, Foundation Alloy, has developed a new alloying technique that beats the ingredients instead of melting them. India has issued an order to block Telegram until June 22 over concerns that fraudsters are using the messaging platform to target candidates ahead of a retest of the country's biggest entrance exam. The move was announced on Tuesday by India's National Testing Agency, which administers the National Eligibility Entrance Test, undergraduate UG, a medical college entrance exam taken by millions of students each year. The agency said the restrictions were aimed at preventing cheating networks from using Telegram to sell fake exam papers and spread misinformation before the June 21 retest of NEET.
Xbox is preparing to shut down or sell at least 3 of its game studios, according to reports from The Verge and Bloomberg. The studios named in the reports are Ninja Theory, Double Fine and Compulsion Games. Several other Xbox game studios teams are also reportedly negotiating for their future and remain at risk of closure.
The University of the Punjab has introduced a policy restricting PhD research on living eminent personalities, according to a notification issued by the university's Deputy Registrar, Academic. The decision was approved by the Advanced Studies and Research Board, ASRB, during its meeting held on May 11, 2026.
A recent analytical report published by the Duran Dispatch, Strategic Messaging, has examined the role of Al-Mirsad, describing it as part of a strategic communication apparatus linked to the Taliban authorities in Afghanistan. A 17-page study authored by Joey Moran analysed 137 English-language articles published between January 2025 and March 2026. It argues that Al-Mirsad operates not as an independent media outlet, but as a coordinated platform designed to influence international perceptions and advance political legitimacy.
Punjab Finance Minister Mian Mujtabar Rahman presented the provincial budget on Tuesday after the Cabinet approved a people-friendly $5.34 trillion budget for fiscal year 2026 to 27. Punjab Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz Sharif, provincial ministers and MPAs are attending the session.
Police in Poland are investigating the execution-style murder of a Russian artist and vocal critic of President Vladimir Putin. Polish prosecutors said Robert K., known as the artist Semyon Skrepecki, was shot dead on Monday morning in the Polish city of Biała Podlaska, about 40 kilometres, 25 miles from the Belarusian border.
Chinese President Xi Jinping has endorsed the political leadership of his Myanmar counterpart, Min Aung Hlaing, as the two met in Beijing to map out the future development of bilateral ties. Xi told Min Aung Hlaing at their meeting on Tuesday that he wanted to carry forward the brotherly friendship between our two peoples and deepen comprehensive strategic cooperation, according to Chinese state broadcaster CCTV. Australia's Weather Bureau has warned that an El Nino weather pattern has formed in the tropical Pacific and could intensify in the second half of the year, becoming one of the strongest in 7 decades. The Bureau of Meteorology said in a statement on Tuesday that sea surface temperatures in the region had exceeded El Nino thresholds, and atmospheric indicators also suggested the phenomenon has begun.
More than 3.5 years after ChatGPT's initial release, AI assistants are now used by millions of people worldwide, and the competitive landscape is changing fast. While OpenAI's chatbot is still the most popular assistant worldwide, globally, its market share has dipped below 50% for the first time as users are migrating between different assistants like Google's Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, and xAI's Grok. According to analytics firm Sensor Tower's State of AI report for 2026, ChatGPT's growth has been impressive. It became the fastest app ever to reach 1 billion monthly users, as Sensor Tower reported this month. Notably, OpenAI counts weekly active users, and it last reported 900 million of them in February. The chatbot still remains the most popular AI assistant worldwide with over 1 billion monthly users, followed by Gemini with 662 million and Claude with 245 million.
Nearly 3 years after launching as a competitor to Twitter, now X, Threads has reached 500 million monthly active users, the company announced Tuesday. The Meta-owned social platform also announced a series of new features launching today, including a Your Algo tool that lets users control what they see in their feed. The new Your Algo feature builds on the platform's Dear Algo tool launched in February, which lets users tell Threads what they want to see more or less of in their feed by posting a public post such as, Dear Algo, show me more posts about podcasts. With the new Your Algo feature, users can privately control what they see in their feed without having to share a public post. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government has significantly increased Parent-Teacher Council (PTC) grants for public schools and approved a revised structure for fund distribution. The provincial cabinet approved the division of grants into 3 new categories to improve school facilities and management.
Lenovo has quietly launched a new pair of affordable open-ear wireless earbuds. The Lenovo TA410 has a starting price of only $14. The TA410 is not Lenovo's first entry into the open-ear earbuds market. The company has previously launched models such as the Lenovo EA350 and EA400.
The Lahore Electric Supply Company, LESCO, has imposed a complete ban on electricity bill instalments during June as part of its efforts to meet recovery targets. The company has issued instructions barring instalments on both current bills and outstanding dues. Relevant officers have been directed to ensure the recovery of payable amounts in line with the assigned target.
The federal government has confirmed that Muharram 1448-H will begin in Pakistan on Wednesday, June 17, after the moon was not sighted on Monday evening. In a notification, the Ministry of Religious Affairs and Interfaith Harmony said the decision was taken in line with the announcement of the Central Ru'at-i-Hilal Committee, which met in Lahore to review moon sighting reports from across the country. The ministry stated that the first day of Muharram will fall on June 17.
Meta has announced a new set of AI tools for Facebook users as the company continues adding artificial intelligence features across its apps. The latest update includes AI mode for search, new photo and video editing tools, AI-powered photo presets, and more creator-focused features.
ATOC, the Counter-Terrorism Department CTD, on Tuesday said that it had killed 5 terrorists during an intelligence-based operation in the border area of Mankor, a remote locality in ATOC district's Jand Tehsil. Security personnel launched the operation after receiving activities of terrorists regarding the presence in terrorists of terrorists allegedly involved in planning terrorist attacks in Punjab. Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif on Tuesday approved a people-friendly Rs5 $34 trillion provincial budget for the fiscal year 2026 to 27 after the 35th meeting of the provincial cabinet accorded its formal approval to the budget document. The Chief Minister, while chairing the meeting, said the government had made every possible effort to provide maximum relief to citizens and minimise the financial burden on them despite economic challenges and prevailing global conditions.
There was one less star in the sky last night after the passing of one of Pakistani television's most dynamic and adorable actors. Champion Zorro the Golden Retriever, whose appearances in the 2019 drama EHDE Wafa made him a national celebrity, died on Monday at the age of 9.
California Governor Gavin Newsom has alleged that the US Department of Justice is investigating people in his orbit due to his political opposition to President Donald Trump. In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the door of family, friends, and former employees. Newsom said in a video on Monday, "Not because they found crime, because they're simply trying to find one." Leaders of the G7 are expected to focus on the United States' deal with Iran and the Russian war on Ukraine at their meeting in France, with US President Donald Trump likely to be urged to quickly finalise the agreement to end the conflict in the Middle East. French President Emmanuel Macron, who is hosting the summit in Evian-les-Bains near the Swiss border, said the priority was to ensure that there is a solid, serious agreement that is finalised.
Punjab Arts Council has announced that all theatres across the province will remain closed from 1st to 13th Muharram-ul-Haram in observance of the religious period. According to an official notification issued by the council, no stage dramas or cultural performances will take place in any theatre during this time. Authorities have directed all theatre operators to strictly ensure compliance with the ban. Pakistan Meteorological Department, PMD, has forecast below normal rainfall and above normal temperatures across most parts of the country from July to September 2026, raising concerns about water shortages, crop stress, and weather-related disasters. According to the PMD's 3-month outlook, warming sea surface temperatures in the Pacific Ocean indicate the development of El Niño conditions, which are typically associated with reduced rainfall in Pakistan. While the Indian Ocean Dipole, IID, is expected to shift into a positive phase during the season, its impact on monsoon rainfall is likely to remain limited due to its late development.
The Punjab government is expected to announce a 7% increase in salaries and pensions for government employees and retirees in its upcoming fiscal year 2026-27 budget. According to official sources said the proposed and pension adjustments recently approved by the federal government. The announcement is likely to be made during the Punjab Budget 2026 of the Punjab Budget 2026-27.
Punjab Youth Affairs and Sports Department is set to organise the country's biggest sports event in October, with more than 50 lakh male and female students from different educational institutions expected to take part. Prize money worth crores of rupees will be distributed among the winning players.